Welcome back to Joe's Stunner Boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, in life we get a changing of the guard. The old must always make way for the new. And in the super flyweight division, we saw a fantastic fight, brilliant technical fight, the sort of fight that if your son or daughter said they wanted to learn how to box, you'd show them this fight amongst others. But exemplary performance by Jesse Bam Rodriguez, all 24 years of him. Knocks out Juan Francisco Estrada, a truly great flyweight, superfly champ. He knocks him out in 7 rounds with a single hellacious left hook to the liver, which left Estrada writhing on the floor. Bam also came back from a knockdown, first of his career, I believe. He was knocked down in the 6th round. It was almost an innocuous-looking punch. He sort of got a bit sloppy and squared up to Estrada, and Estrada hit him with the right hand. And he went down. It was a flash knockdown, genuine knockdown, but he wasn't hurt, got up. Previously, in the 4th round, Bam had Estrada on the floor, knocked him over with, let me get this right now, there was an uppercut involved. Bam is a southpaw. I think there was an uppercut followed by, let me get this right. I think was it a left uppercut? I can't remember, to be honest. It was a 2-punch combination. There was an uppercut involved. But it was interesting because in that 4th round, Estrada was actually winning the round, I thought. And then Bam turned the screws and put him on the floor in his own corner. Estrada, as great as he has been, I mean, what can you say about it? This is his 48th fight, and he's fought everyone. Three times he's faced Chocolatito, he's faced Sorongvasai, Quadras twice. Well, Bam now has wins over Carlos Quadras, Swissakat Sorongvasai, and Juan Francisco Estrada, 3 of the biggest names in the lighter weights of the last 10, 15 years, should we say? 12, 15 years. And he's got 2 of those victories are by knockout. Now, when he beat Quadras, I was thinking, okay, Quadras, he was a late replacement, Bam, and okay, it could have been a bad day for Quadras. Quadras probably passed his best. But Bam outboxed him beautifully. He was only 20 at the time and won the super flyweight title for the first time. He then dropped down to flyweight, where he was a little bit tight at the weight. He still managed, to beat Sonny Edwards in a unification. And Sonny Edwards, of course, pretty much in his prime. It's not as if Bam's been feasting on the older fighters who are shot. None of these fighters are shot. The only one that I would say looked really ropey, looked really old in there was Swissakat Sorongvasai, because when Bam beat him after beating Quadras, he stopped him in 8 rounds. Sorongvasai previously had looked like he'd made of steel. He looked like he couldn't put a dent in him, and he was getting battered by this young kid. And I thought, this was back in 2022. I thought maybe he's shot, maybe he's just gotten old overnight. But in the case of Juan Francisco Estrada, yes, you can argue he's past his best after a long career. He's 34 years old, but make no mistake about it, he would have beaten just about every other super flyweight in the world apart from Bam Rodriguez, and Bam dominated him, absolutely dominated him, despite getting floored, that flash knockdown. That was really the only bit of concrete success that Estrada had in the whole fight. It wasn't that he was fighting badly. It was that Bam was just so good, and especially with the feet, the way he positions himself, he never loses his shape. He pivots, he ping you, extremely fast hands, extremely hard punching. Bam is just, he's only 24, and I don't like making judgments about complete, like historical judgments about fighters while they're still fighting, because you've got to see their whole career as a body of work and wait until they're retired. But if he continues like this, he'll be regarded as one of the greatest flyweights, bantamweight, superflyers, that sort of weight gap of the lot. I mean, he was absolutely brilliant. He didn't put a foot wrong apart from getting sloppy with the knockdown, and that's a lesson learned. Don't ever switch off. Concentrate for every second of every round. That's the only flaw you could pick out of this entire performance. And again, Estrada wasn't boxing badly. He had his timing off at points. He was able to land his own punches. he was able to move around it. But Bam was putting really precise, regular pressure on Estrada and making him think for every single second of every single round. It was a frightening performance from a young man who, when he first beat Cuadras, that was his coming out party. I was thinking, okay, 20 years old, he's got a belt. Cuadras may have been older. The jury was still out for me. Even though I knew Bam was a good fighter and I accepted, he's got lots of potential. Okay, he became a world champ sort of overnight with this unexpected shot at Cuadras, and suddenly he's a world champ. And even though he jumped up from light flyweight at the time to super flyweight, then he went down to flyweight. Now he's gone up to super flyweight. And I did say in my preview video that I thought the extra few pounds would benefit Bam in terms of punching power and energy. Without question. I mean, this guy won't make flyweight again ever. He was tight at the weight. He still managed to beat up Sonny Edwards, who was undefeated in 20. Stopped him in 9 rounds, where Edwards was retired by his corner after 9 rounds. But this is a special, special fighter. And if you're big on the whole pound-for-pound thing, I would put Bam at least number 4 now. I mean, in no particular order, Usyk, Inoue and Crawford are up there. Those are 3 masters. But this kid, at only 24... I mean, he's knocking on the door of greatness. He's beaten 3 guys who are already going to the Hall of Fame. Saul Rungvisai's had a brilliant career. Cuadras is very, very good. And Estrada, at times in his career, has been absolutely brilliant. He does hold 2 wins over Chocolatito, although in my opinion it should be 2-1 to Chocolatito, but that's by the by. And Bam just toyed with him. He looked brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I really can't emphasize enough. Go and watch this fight, because technically it's such a magnificent fight to watch. It's exciting because you're watching, maestros at work here. And the old master, Estrada, had to bow to the young guy who's taken over the division, the new king of the lighter weight divisions. What a shame that him and Inoue aren't in the same way. But only 2 weight divisions separate them. But can you imagine Inoue against Bam? What a fight that would be. This is a great... I won't bestow greatness on Bam yet, but he's, like I say, he's knocking on the door of the Hall of Fame, knocking on the door of greatness. Very, very impressive. Very, very impressive. Go watch this. It was on DAZN. And the knockout highlight reel stuff. Huge thumping left hook to the liver, and it just splashed Estrada all over the canvas. He was writhing around, tried to get up but couldn't. And it was just the speed. Suddenly he was positioned correctly, and bang, in went the left hand. And that's Juan Francisco Estrada on the floor. Who's ever come close to doing that to him in the past? It's the manner in which you get your work done sometimes. And even if you accept that Estrada was past his best, as I think he probably is, he still had an awful lot left. And that version of Estrada beats just about every other super flyweight in the world. Great stuff, great stuff. Tell me what you think about Bam. Is he as good? Am I getting carried away? Do you think, no, let's hang on a minute. Let's put the brakes on. That's fair enough. If you think that, I can live with that. But let me know what you think. Comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button, please do, because it helps the channel out. And also, if you can hit the like button as well, because it's all about algorithms. I don't even know what an algorithm is, but they count them. What do I know? I'm old. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, go watch this brilliant fight if you haven't seen it, and let me know what you think. Thanks a lot then. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.